Good morning, everyone. What we are trying to create at the minute is a game design document, and this particular game design document is going to take the format of a little video file. So I'm just trying it out, and I guess that every time we do more game design documents, it can only go better. So the structure for this little presentation, I have a few headings to talk about. The first one is an introduction. Then the second one is a concept. The third one will talk about features, and then the next one would be target platform. The next section would be genre, then the target audience, and if I have any reference games for you to help out, that will be quite useful. Okay, so let me first of all start with introduction. Now, the assets which are going to use in this particular game would be three-dimensional buoys. Now, as we speak, we have designers working on these three-dimensional objects, and these should be available to the game developer as a collada or a DAE file. Also, the other assets used in this particular game would be a model of a little ship, and again, that little file is also will be created by the designers and would be available to to the game design team. It's a very straightforward game, and the objective of this particular lesson is what you actually see here, guys and girls, of course, are little buoys, and these are little things which float on the sea. During the daytime, you'll be able to see them by the various colors, and this particular one has got a particular color pattern. And yes, and at night they also, they have little flashes where you'll be able to see them. So the designers is already working on this flashes at the at the minute. So when you see them at night time, obviously you won't see the colors of this particular buoys, but you'll see them flashing. And if you see them in a daytime game scenario, you would see the colors of the buoys, and you'll be able to identify them and take actions accordingly so that the ship doesn't run into trouble. So the whole idea is, and I'm pointing north, so north is heading in that direction. What these buoys actually do, just to give you a quick overview, these buoys, that marks the north, this marks the south, and this marks the east, and this marks the west. Now there are slight differences in the color of the buoys and the flashing pattern, and again, and for a navigator is to try and identify which buoys are these, and these buoys are normally put on all sides of a danger. So what might happen, it might be that there might be a bit of danger in the middle. For example, my little pencil is the danger, maybe a bit of rock. So how this danger is identified, there are buoys marked on each extreme ends of this danger, so that when a ship sees those buoys, what a ship is really supposed to do is avoid them. Obviously avoid them. Some dangers are visible, some dangers are not visible. There might be submerged rocks which may not be easily visible to the naked eye, and can be only seen through sonars and other detection equipment. So for the game design, obviously we'll start off the game with the little silhouette of a ship, and you'll have the left and the right and up and the down control buttons, and what the player would see these little buoys, and what the player would be required to do is identify the buoys and obviously go this way, come around this way, and move off. That could be one option, or the other option could be go this way, left arrow, right arrow keys, and move in action. And once he's able to steer the ship away from this particular danger, obviously the objective of the game would be served. Now this is the very simple example. In some of the cases, what we might do, obviously take the danger off and maybe leave these two sets of buoys. What are they then supposed to do? So if they're coming from this end, they'll be moving that way, so that will be one level, and the level of the game could be coming down this way and altering course this way. That could be one option. Or if they see these two buoys, then if they're coming down from the south, they're supposed to be going that way, and if they are going coming down this way, they're supposed to be coming down this way. So if they, while coming on from south, instead of going to the port side, which by the way guys is the left hand side and the starboard side is the right hand side, if instead of going this way they decide to go that way, obviously game over, penalty, and they don't get any scores. And similarly, when coming down from the northern end, if they're supposed to be coming around this way but they decide to go this way, then obviously very serious consequences, game over, and the vessel is aground. Okay, so on the fleet. So that is the introduction of the game, and it will have probably 5 or 6 different combinations, and work out different scenarios. So all what you have got to do is put these objects in, put the ship in, and make them go left and right, and create a little path, a path for the ships, and then they'll move around. Okay, so that is one. And maybe two, and as a demo, you can also do a little video recording of what actually they're expected to do, so that the player actually knows that. Okay, so that's the introduction, and we got that's called the rule of the road, ROR in short. Now this is the introduction part of it. The concept, the gameplay mechanism. Obviously, it'll be just a simple game. So the cursor keys would be used right and left to move up and down, and forward and backspace keys. So typically they could be that's what they would be expected to really use. So that would be quite a simple idea. And in terms of assets, we'll already create the assets and give it to you. The features obviously, what features of the game, right, pretty quite straightforward, and what might be quite useful in this particular sense, have a bit of nighttime scenario, and have a bit of rocks in the middle at times, and create some visuals outside, maybe the silhouette of an island. Now again, these are all assets which will be done and given to the game design team. So the game design team will not really have to create any of the assets themselves, but rather use the assets which have been given to them. So that would be the features. Well, the target platform, the platform would be only students studying the maritime discipline. So it's quite focused to a particular set of industry, and obviously we'll make the game available on all the platforms: the Android store, the Apple iOS store, the Windows platform, and also the BlackBerry platform, and that will link with the company assets. Genre, what can I say? The genre, these are our educational games really, and at the minute there aren't anything available in the market. So obviously we create a new genre, a new category in the education sector, in the Apple stores as well. So that will be quite a new category which will create education. And some people who are contemplating to take this discipline out at sea, then they can also have a little feeler what it involves. One of the many things. The target audience, obviously we are talking about at least mature learners from from the age of 18 onwards, and could be anything, the upper age limit. So that would be, and obviously belonging to the maritime industry, and again, not to forget, it'll go to a worldwide audience, and starting from China on one end to the US on the other side, Russian on the other side, and way back to the Antarctic, because we have the British Antarctic Survey. They're based in the South Pole, and they have got a very strong shipping fleet there as well. So it's a wide range of audience, and maybe in the future we might think of having little translations for the game in Arabic and Chinese, because they are lots of potential buyers. And for reference games, sorry guys, I may not be able to give any reference games, but again, if you look at Temple Run and other similar videos, that's a pretty much similar kind of an idea, quite a straightforward one. And the area of the game will also be not very big. And then the platforms which I'm looking to develop this is ideally maybe Unity or Unreal Development Engine, because it's a very simple game. Other future games might be interested to look at, maybe CryEngine itself, but this one, Unity or Unreal Development Engine. And if you're aware of, Unity has already launched Unity version 5 for personal edition, and that is very user friendly. Okay, in terms of building and running games and exporting the objects. Okay, thank you for listening. So we would call this the end of this little video presentation, and this is one of the games. Just to recap: rule of the road, passing north cardinal marks, north, south, east, west cardinal marks. Thank you.